Hello, fellow Nigerians. How are you doing today? So, we are in crisis in Nigeria. Now, if you've been watching my Facebook account and all the feeds I've been putting in there is so much going on in Nigeria. And as a Nigerian, you cannot just keep quiet and watch in a distance. You have to do something. You have to make a comment. You have to voice out. And anybody that knows me know I do not keep quiet when things are wrong. So we are in a situation now where it is important that everybody speak out. Everybody needs to speak out. So right now we have this thing called NSAS movement going on. By the way, my name is Joy Fido, and I'm speaking to you from Joy Fido International. This is the arm of my business where I try to empower all of us to give us ideas, give us knowledge, give us information that will help us, think differently. So today I'm going to do my own little bit about what I think needs to be done in our country. Now, luckily I just finished a course in travel and tourism. Now, there's so many of us in that country who are well informed and well educated. While I was in school, I had teachers who are PhD holders in travel and tourism. We're going to go into it. But first of all, the title of today's video is NSAS, yes, hashtag, that's what's going on. But my take on it is Industrialise Nigeria. It is time we industrialize that country. Now, I've taken my time to listen to as many videos as possible on YouTube. There's a channel called Channels TV. If you're not aware of it, go and be watching it. They are actually giving us up-to-date information. Then, of course, on WhatsApp, I get videos from all over the place. The most recent I just watched, which I've just shared on Facebook right now, is all this food that was sent to Nigeria as palliative for COVID-19, locked up in a warehouse, and somehow the protesters have found it, and they've broken into that place, and the food is endless. Now, what was the point of locking that food up while people are starving? What was the point of it? I know in a group I belong to here, we had to contribute money to try and send something home so our people will not starve. But these so-called politicians had locked up this food in warehouses all over the place. I was hearing people being sent 2 cubes of Maggi, 2 packs of Indomie. Now, if you see this warehouse, go and check on my Facebook, Joy Fido. This warehouse, I don't know how big. You can just imagine it, with the crowd of people getting food out of the place, locked up. I'm actually live on Facebook as well, so if you're watching, I'm videoing this for YouTube as well. So now, everyone that could talk about this is beginning to talk about this. The Nigerian problem now has actually reached out to the world. Thanks to social media, thanks to technology. Now, in the past, nobody would know what's going on. But of course, on Tuesday, while these young kids, I was looking at some statistics about Nigeria. 65% of the population of 200 million people are under 35 years old. Under 35 years old. No employment for them. The unemployment rate for them is 34-something%, 34.9%. And this is coming from the Office of National Statistics or something like that. What is going on? How can these politicians say to us that they don't know what they're doing? And now the amount of waste. The truth is, to run a government, think about it. This is also just rational human beings. It is like running a business. I call it the business of government. So money comes in, money goes out. That's the same with everybody. Even in your home, money comes in, money goes out. The business of management. How do I manage what I'm doing? The question here is, what is management? The problem with our country is the people who claim to be leading their country are not interested in the interest of that country. They have absolutely no regard for people. Simple thing, food given to people to eat, you lock it up. We're not talking about how many years of petroleum discovered in Nigeria wasted because there's nothing to show what that petroleum did for that country. It's as if Nigeria has retrogressed. While other countries are going forward, Nigeria is going backwards. Now they are so happy sending all their brains. All the doctors in America, most of the doctors in UK, most of the doctors in Europe come from Nigeria, sending their brains out. While Nigeria sits there in abject poverty. And then now that the kids, these under 35 years old who've had enough, go on the street to demonstrate peacefully, what then happens? They send the military to shoot at them, to kill them. The same military that never showed up when Boko Haram were killing everybody, taking those girls and disappearing till today. Nobody's found these girls. The military never went after those Boko Haram people. The same Nigeria where what do they call them? Kidnappers are threatening people every day, getting people, demanding crazy money from them. Military never went after them. The same Nigeria where Fulani headsmen are grazing down villages, killing people in numbers. No military went there. But the same military now, they're so strong and so powerful, coming after harmless young people. Is this a war? Even a war, they will not show this type of brutality and power. And what started the whole thing? The same police are bearing different names. They come and they brutalize the young kids. If they see them carry an iPhone, give me that phone. Give me that phone. Take me to your phone, your bank. I want some money from your bank account. These are kids who don't even have a job. Maybe their parents gave them that money. Maybe their relatives from abroad sent them the money. Police killed them for owning an iPhone. Kill them for wearing designer clothes. So they are unemployed. So what do you want to see them to look like? Tattered? The country is a mess right now. And all of us have been speaking for as long as I know. I have been speaking against this for as long as I know. If you go on my YouTube channel and check my records way back, I was in Lagos and I saw the roads in Lagos. You are trying to get to where we used to call, I can't, is international, I've forgotten the name of this place. You cannot even access the place. Alaba International Market, where they used to have everything technology in the past. We tried to go there. It was like oceans, to cross an ocean, to go to a shopping mall. And these people have the money. But what do they do with it? Every Nigerian needs to wake up right now. I've been speaking and this is the time. Because if we don't speak now, I don't know when we're going to speak again. Disappointed our youths. Now, any country, look at the books I have. I have read everything you can read about running a business and looking at it. Any country that does not value its youths, any country that does not invest in its youths, that country has no future. Because because the youths are the future. But look at us, we lost out because this same so-called political leader, I don't call them leaders, I call them looters. These same looters sat in that country and chased all of us out of the country. It started with Abacha. Up till now, Abacha, they're still sending the money Abacha stole out of Nigeria from Switzerland. And then that got into Buhari's hand and it ended up nowhere. Money they could have used in investing in infrastructure in the country. The money ends up in individual hands. Absolute lack of knowledge of management. Lack of knowledge of leadership. I've just done a course in leadership and I'm telling you, it is shocking. What the first thing a leader should have is vision. A leader should have people that that follow him because he has something that they believe in. These people, when it's election time in Nigeria, they're all over the place, talking from their ears because they don't talk from their heart. Just talk for the sake of talking. And then when they are put in power, they suddenly become so big. Some of these videos, if you watch them, it's shocking. There are no policemen to look after the masses in Nigeria, but one politician, we have about 40 policemen guarding him. Okay, so I'm going to just go straight to the point with all the things I've got here on the table. Now, the problem in Nigeria can be solved. Anybody who has any decency knows that the problem in Nigeria can be solved. You know, let's start with the basic things of life. Maslow's theory of needs tells us that for you to move to the next level, you need to, take care of the basics. And it breaks them down. First is safety. So you must have a home, you must have food, you must have, the basic things. Then the next one is love. Oh yeah, you have friendship, people around you, your family and all of that. These are the two basic needs that Nigerians haven't even got. I'm not going to bother going into the next three. The basic needs are not there. I know so many people who have visited home and they ended up being, kidnapped, and then that's it. Family bring all the money. There was a video I watched once where this little child was taken from the parents and raped in the forest. And in the end, I think the mother was killed. You hear all types of atrocities. But let's go right back to the basics. Because now you hear this so-called president. Now, I have no regard for any of them. Absolutely no regard. He's given a speech, and what's he talking about? Not a word about what happened on Tuesday. How many people have been killed? Everyone was begging this president to come and address the nation. Why do you have to beg someone who was elected into office? You actually went out canvassing for votes, asking that you want to lead the country, hopefully having a vision of what type of country you want to bring about. And then people have to beg you when things have gone wrong in your country. So he goes talking about he's going to give 30,000 naira to people who want to start business. What is 30,000 naira? It's about 50 pounds. 50 pounds to start a business? What type of business is that? Are you trying to make akara and puff puff on the roadside? Is that business? The same thing they did when they got all that money that Switzerland sent from Abacha's account. What I heard was they were giving people, market women, 30,000 naira. Who reasons like that in this 21st century? Who reasons like that? If not absolute illiterates that all of them are, telling themselves they are leaders. Because they think all of us are idiots. And so they can tell us whatever they like and we swallow it and it's okay. It cannot be okay. Because Nigerians are all well educated, well informed, aware of what the world is talking about. We know about things going on. We say we're looking at people who are in their 70s and 80s and have refused to get out of the way for people with knowledge to go and run the country. to give people 30,000 naira. And then he's saying people should come and register businesses, 25,000 business. What do you register business for? When there's no basic amenity in the country. So when you register that business, how do you run the business? These are the things I don't think about. So my take on what is going on is, let's go back to the roots of this problem. The so-called political leaders have no knowledge of what the roots are. Because see, I've told myself, if I really want to know how much money that country has made from petroleum since petroleum was discovered in that country, anybody can find that out. It's simple mathematics. What year was it discovered? How much have they sold? It will be so easy. Then what did they use that money for? Absolutely nothing. Because the only leader, if I recall very well, that made some impact in that country is Gowon. And this is how many years ago? Nothing has changed. And then you continue to tell yourself, I want to get there, I just want to get there. And they go around and they give all the market women little money, vote for me. It's not even that. They do not even vote. Nobody votes in that country. I've heard people say, one of the interviews I saw is this man saying, oh, you must vote. We have Nigeria 2050. Make sure you vote. Vote for what? Vote for what? Vote for people who have no idea of what it means to run a country. Because simple things that need to get done, simple things that need to start for you to know that these people are on the right track are not there. What are these simple things? The most basic thing any country that wants to grow should have is power, electricity. You don't have to tell people to go and register a business. When they see the environment is conducive, they will register their business. That's how creative human beings are. I want to go set up a business, but how am I going to go set up a business in a system that doesn't have even a road to drive a car on? You go to Alaba Market, for instance, and you want to come back to, say, Lagos Island, you're looking at least the whole day. And now you want to run a business in that type of situation? And then now you're being forced to go and buy a generator and be buying fuel to put in there, and then there is no fuel, and now I hear price of fuel have gone up again. And now, but go and set up a business to do what? Simple steps need to be put in place. Instead of putting all this so-called, I hear from what he says, 75 billion is going to be invested in youth development. That 75 billion is going to end up in a few people's hands. We know that. Nobody needs to tell me that. Because they have had series and series of programs in Nigeria that leads to nothing. All the money they got from Switzerland went nowhere. All the money people, individuals donated during COVID-19, which is what's coming out now, people are saying these White Houses, ended up nowhere. Nobody saw it. Not to talk about the one they gave to this Niger Delta people and Ponde, supposedly professor, ended up in a few hands. And we're talking about giving more money out again to who? That country knows what to do if they want to do it. Now, can you imagine a system where they're trying to pay civil servants 30,000 naira? But the senators are earning 30 million naira a month. 30 million naira a month? And people, normal people are earning 30,000 naira. 30,000 naira is like 50 pounds. But one person earns 30 million naira in a month. And you tell me you don't know what you're doing. You tell me you're so smart. You tell me you are a leader. A simple business, if you own a business, what would you do when you're running that business? Would you allow your expense to be more than your inflow? That's how simple as it is. Because now they want to hide under the prices of petroleum has dropped, and so Nigeria isn't having any money anymore, and then there's no external reserves or foreign reserves, blah blah blah. Okay, if you're a manager and if you know that you're managing well, this has happened. What do you think you should do in a scenario like that? Won't you cut down on your expenses? But no, you're still paying a few people 30 million naira. How many of them just sitting down sleeping? According to my husband, all they do is sit in that place and sleep. Because if these people are supposedly sitting down there to give us laws that will help our country, why are we here? Why are we in this place? Why are we in this scenario where our youths, 65% of the country youths are unemployed? Why are we here? Simple thing Nigeria needs to do, go back to the drawing board. Simple things. I looked at China. You know, you learn from people who are doing what you want to achieve. China. Innovation in China. This book is one of those great books that I've looked at. And what they did was they gave a chronology of how China slowly moved itself. China moved 200 million people out of poverty in between 20 to 30 years. Why can Nigeria plan ahead like that? What helped them? When I looked at it, in 1949, China created Academy of Science and Chinese Academy of Science to prepare their future. And from that moment forward, everything slowly started changing. We're talking about industrialization here. England was one of those first that got industrialization. In between 1700 and 1800, England went into it. We're talking about mechanization. This is why I brought these things. Look at, this is oil. Look at the bottle of oil that you will get showing palm oil coming from Nigeria, for instance. Not to talk about Malaysia that went to Nigeria, got this, and Malaysia is the highest producer of palm oil, which creates so much in science and technology. Not technology, in science, in pharmaceuticals, in beauty, in foods. Palm oil. Nigeria does not export zilch regarding palm oil. And I say, Nigeria, you live abroad, you go, I want palm oil. This is what you see. But look at a regular bottle of oil. This is sunflower oil. What is wrong with us learning to package what we have decently? This is where our problem is. Science, technology. This is tomatoes. Tomatoes grows in Nigeria. Nigeria is so naturally enhanced. Nature is on our side. The soil in Nigeria is amazing. We'll grow anything. But you see, when it's season for tomato, you see tomato everywhere in Nigeria. And when that season is over, you're not going to see one drop of tomato. Why is that? No mechanization. No industrialization. Everything must be eaten now and now. No packaging. No storage. That's corn. Packaged. And you live abroad and every day you walk into the shop, anything you want, you see it. 12 months of the year. That's not the case with Nigeria. This is plantain. And what is this? A packet of crisps. You can make that with plantain. We also have potatoes in Nigeria. Look at seeds. You know, the list is endless. The things look at orange juice. Nicely packaged. But in Nigeria, our orange trees are scattered. We don't think plantation. We don't think large-scale farming. We don't think anything like that. Subsistence all the time. You know, just plant a little bit and you eat it and feed your family and that's it. We don't think future. How hard is it for us to create employment in Nigeria? How hard is it? If we think industrialization, how hard is it? That's the question I have for these so-called looters. Because instead of them to invest the money that country has in creating concrete infrastructure that can help our children to have jobs, they package that money and they send it to Swiss bank. They send it to London. They send it to New York. They send it to Dubai. Dubai of yesterday, a human being with his team created the Dubai that we all run to for holidays. As a student of travel and tourism, I know all that goes on. They call it leakage. What's happening is these so-called looters, because I'd rather call them looters than so-called leaders, these looters get into the seat of power, and then they transfer all the money that belong to the country to various foreign banks, instead of putting that money back in the system to create infrastructure, to create factories, to create businesses that can help our children get jobs. They push everything out of the system and chase all the human resources that could have helped to make this thing work. Chase everybody out of the system. I actually listened to a Zoom meeting with the so-called Minister of Transport. And people are saying to him, why are you not creating these roads? We're talking about different ways for people to move around in the country. And okay, those of us who are out here, we've seen so much. There's so much we can contribute to the system. We'd like to come home and help. And you know what came out of this man's mouth? You people stay where you are. We don't need you. You don't need us? Oh, you don't need us because you know if we come, we will ask questions. You know if we come, we will change things from the way they are. So because of that, you want to stay in a system where nobody can question you, where everybody is ignorant of what you're doing, and then all is okay. And can you hear how these people reason? Can you hear how they think? Stay where you are. Now, I have a book here on the knowledge revolution. When England was having, or Britain was having that problem earlier in the centuries, when their citizens were leaving and going to America to look for better jobs, England had to find a way to get them back. Because they realized that we cannot do anything in our system without human beings doing it. But no. Nigerian system is quite happy for anybody who has knowledge to get out of this system. So that they live, you know what they say in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. So they become king. Because they're not even one-eyed, if you ask me. They're blind, leading blind. Because nobody's going to ask them any question and everything will be okay. But you see, there's always that one day. There's always that one day when something changes. When people have had enough. Because there's that thing about even a goat. You know, generally everybody says the goat is the most stupid animal. Goat is just chase the goat. And then you chase that goat up to the wall. When the goat doesn't know where to go anymore, the goat will turn around and say, I've had enough. That's what's happening right now. The youths of Nigeria have had enough. And the Nigerian system needs to change. But you see, that power is in all of us. Every one of us need to voice out. We need to speak. We need to do something. We cannot just keep hiding. I know so many people who say, oh, I don't really care about Nigeria. Nigeria can go to... But you have children. You have great-grandchildren. There are generations coming after you. How long can we all sit out there and feel comfortable in somebody else's country? How long? I don't care whatever passport you carry. You know within you that you don't belong. And there's a place that you could contribute your bit and feel better about yourself. And this is what I keep saying to other people. You want to... A typical Nigerian, the first thing on their mind when they are praying to God is, God give me visa. We all want to get out. But when we get out there, what do we get? What do we get? You cannot ones creating these things and putting them in place. So we need that industrialization. We need to create factories in Nigeria. We need to create an enabling environment that can allow people to individually use their own hands to invest in the system. Nigeria needs to rethink these ideas of putting cash in people's hands. They take 30,000 naira and go and run a business. No, it has to change. The government needs to know that what they need to do is to go back to the drawing table and set up systematic plans that are very clear-cut. Go and ask questions from countries who are making sense of their own, country. Of their making sense. If you visit China, I visit China a lot. And each time you go to China, even after 6 months, everything has changed. The way technology is running in China, nobody is even able to catch up right now. What do you think created those things? Human brains. And the only way Nigeria can progress is by using its citizens to create the things we need. Because I do not buy that story of everything we have to go get loan. Go and get loan from China. And then the whole of Africa practically now is now loaned out to China. And our children and children are already debtors to China. Because we're not allowing ourselves to think. We're not allowing ourselves to use the brain we have with all these books we read. Because I ask every day, all of us go to school and we're being given knowledge. Why are we not using it? Why are we not using it? Because you listen to all these interviews, I was talking about this Channels TV. Go and listen to the interviews going on there. Nigerians who want everybody to, they call it cronism, godfatherism. Nothing works until you go through somebody. And so even people who don't have any brain are being put in positions where they don't even know why they're there for. But we could do better. We have people who have taken on knowledge, people who have listened to things, people who are ready to make a change, who are ready to contribute to the system, and they are being forced out of the system. We need to do better. It just hurts to see young kids being made hopeless. A system where we should actually be proud of our economy. I was reading something on hospitality and how these international companies are all eager to go to Nigeria and set up their brands, because they realize that Nigeria has got one of the youngest population in the world, and now they're into all these current things going on, so they would like to have luxurious hotels around them. People are thinking, but do we Nigerians see that? No, what we see is, hopeless, hoodlums, useless, what do we do to them? Let's send these SARS people after them to kill all of them on the streets. And there's a long list of people that these SARS people have killed. Because we have no interest in investing in our own children. How is that fair? 70-year-olds and 80-year-olds deciding for 20-year-olds. The world has changed. Technology has taken over the world. And these youths of today are the ones who were born into it. And so they know what he's talking about. I mean, we talked about the industrial age, we talked about the agrarian age, we're talking about technology age. Now we're talking about knowledge age, where one idea could change everything. And it's the young ones who have it. And so if Nigeria wants to grow, why are we still leaving power in the hands of 80-year-olds who have no idea what Twitter is, have no idea what Facebook is, have no idea what Instagram is? But he's the one leading a country in a technological age. How ridiculous is that? You should be sitting behind and asking, what are you people up to now? Tell me, I just want to know. so bad. Because there's so much we can do to change things, and we're allowing it to happen. See, a changed Nigeria, a developed Nigeria, an industrialized Nigeria will benefit the whole world. It will benefit the whole world, and I tell you why. Look at it. Every day Nigerians are running, migrating in drones. And then they get to these various parts of the world. You know what happened? The citizens of the country get angry. Oh, you have come to take our jobs. Now we don't have any job. The little job we have, you have come to take it. So if Nigeria was industrialized and developed, will these people be emigrating to these countries? No. So it's in everybody's interest that Nigeria should be developed. If Nigeria is developed, everybody who has a business idea can go there and set it up. The country is like any other country in the world. All we lack is leadership. All we lack is people with knowledge. All we lack is people with ideas. I hate to hear people say, oh, that shithole country. Oh, those poor people. Oh, I am not poor. Nigeria is not poor. But the people who are sitting down there are the people with the poor mindset that have created this problem that Nigeria has. And all Nigeria needs is a decent person with a decent knowledge and decent ideas and decent vision to change everything in that country. I'm going to leave it here because it's just too much to carry on. How do you give 30,000 naira to somebody to set up a business when a bag of rice in Nigeria is 42,000 naira? What sense does that make? So let's say this person wanted to set up a food business, a restaurant. So you have to go and buy a bag of rice, 42,000 naira, but the government has given you 30,000 naira. Where do you get the other 12,000 naira from? And that's just the rice. That's not talking about tomatoes or meat or chicken or fish or whatever to run this food business. Do these people think? Do they even know what is do they know what the citizens need? Do they know it? How can they possibly know it anyway? When they earn, this is just a senator, earn 30 million naira in a month. But you want to give somebody 30,000 naira to run a business. And then you think in your head, you've given them palliative. You've been so kind. You've been so nice. I've listened to your 5.5 or 5 for 5. And you asked for change and I've given you change. Take 30,000 naira and go and run a business. There's no electricity. There is no water. There is no road. There's no infrastructure. Here, 30,000 naira, go run a business. Are they humans? Do they even know what they're talking about? Where can they even be? Where can they feel the beat of the country? Why can they have people in places that get to know what's going on in the country? Why do they have to sit in their protected villas and give instruction to a country? Why? The same people, after they chase the doctors in the country out to go different parts of the world to find jobs, then when they are sick, they run themselves in the plane and go to that same other country to the same Nigerians to cure them. The same people you chased out of your country are the same ones who will cure you when you go to England, when you go to America, when you go to Dubai or whatever. When you go to Dubai and see a well set up country, you go there and enjoy in a luxury hotel from a luxury airport. But your own airport, right from the beginning, right from when you come out of that plane, you're already sweating. And the Mohammed International Airport is worse than a train station here in England. A train station. Not to talk about Hong Kong or China. Places I've been to see what infrastructure means. But these people say carry themselves out of the country and visit these places, and they're in position of power and they have access to the country's money. No, but they share that money into their individual pockets. We're not talking about the ones that we don't know about. We're talking about the official one we know about. 30 million naira salary. And then you tell yourself you are a leader. So Nigeria's problem is it's ridiculous. That's all I can say. Nigeria's problem is man-made. Nigeria's problem is wickedness. Nigeria's problem is selfishness, is greed, is hatred, is dislike. Because it does not make any sense. I mean, I cannot believe what I saw with my eyes today on these videos. They gave you all this food to give to the citizens. You locked them up. You locked all that food up. And you call yourself a leader. What is the point? What are you trying to prove? As a Nigerian, we all have to say something about this. We all have to say something. See, I don't believe in any political party. I don't know anything about their parties. All I want to see is a developed country. All I want to see in Africa is an Africa that's developed. It's ridiculous that everywhere you go, people keep saying, oh, you poor Africans, you poor Africans. I am fed up hearing that. Because my mind is not poor. The God that created me is not poor. The natural resources in Africa is shockingly beyond imagination anywhere else in the world. But the mindset of these so-called people who claim to be leading or ruling African countries are so poor that all they think about is how to take away from their own children, from their own citizens, and go and give people who already have. What mentality is that? Who thinks like that? Only these messed up people. So I am so happy for this revolution these children are doing. They should keep it up. I've heard people saying, oh yeah, it's time they should go back now and do other things. They should let it go. They should not let it go until this thing is solved. I've seen videos where people have broken into a place and all they're seeing is cash. Money stacked up by these greedy people. Lock up money. Money is nothing unless is giving you something, unless you use it for something. That's the only time money has value. Money in itself, you cannot eat it. But no, these ridiculous politicians in Nigeria think locking up money in a house, some of them even dig holes and put it in there. They think that's how money is used. Who thinks like that? Only Nigerians do, only African people do. I haven't seen anywhere in the world that people want to progress and then they lock money up. Money has to be rotated from hand to hand. That's how money is used. And then their way of thinking about it too, when they are not locking it up, is to transfer it to Swiss account and transfer it to London and transfer it to America, Dubai, whatever. That's their way of spending money. They don't understand that money has to be invested for it to yield more fruits. Money is like a seed. You use it to get more. Not something you lock away. Lock up in a bank account. But that's what Nigerian leaders do. It is about time everybody tell them what they are doing wrong. It's about time people need to sit up and change what is happening in Nigeria. Because I know once Nigeria is fixed, the rest of Africa will be fixed. That's how simple it is. It's the most populous country in Africa, and yet the most messed up. Everybody needs to speak up now. We cannot sit away and tell ourselves we are far away and so we cannot get involved. This is the time to get involved. Whenever there's a protest in any city where you are, join it. Whenever you are being asked to, if you have to write to your MPs or whatever, do it. Something has to be be done about Nigeria. We cannot carry on like this. Nigeria right now is an inconvenience to everybody in the whole world. We need to change that. We need to be an asset in the world. We need to be a place where people visit for holidays. We need to be a place where investment is taking place. We need to be a technologically developed country. We need to create infrastructures that work. We need to educate our children to be well prepared for the future. We need to put our children in positions where they know what to do to keep the country moving forward. Not look at ways to destroy a country. That's not where we need to be. I hope I've made myself clear. And thank you so much for watching. For everyone that watched, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and I want you to share this message to as many people as you know. And we really need to rise up. Nigeria needs to rise up. You know, I've written in so many places, awake. We need, you know, lots of people that have been interviewed say they're so happy Nigeria is awakened now. People are awake. What the youths have done right now in Nigeria, it's a good thing. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video and the next time I come online. Thank you so much, and God bless you.